Pulborough Football Club. Peter Wardell was born in Cold Wartham, 1st of June 1966. He attended Cold Wartham Primary School before moving on to Midhurst Grammar School. His only occupation has been as a self-employed carpenter. Pete usually played as a central defender, but I played him as a central midfield player. He was a big man, good in the air, and strong in the tackle. He was asked to break up opposition attacks and give the ball to more attacking players. He did this very well. He also played for Gratham. He lives in Pulborough. There you go, Pete. Welcome to the DREWZY Yarn.
How you doing, DREWZY?
There's the introduction from you. Humble beginnings, Cold Waltham, footballer. Not a technical footballer, would you say, Pete? You're more of a...
Definitely not a technical football player. I was hard in the tackle, literally. Won the ball and played it simple.
A fair player, though.
Yeah, fair player.
You're not a dirty player, are you?
Not a dirty player at all.
Were you...
Hard, but fair.
Sort of like a Nemanja Vidic, would you say? Puts his head where...
No, Patrick Vieira.
Patrick Vieira you'd compare yourself to.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And for those that don't know, Pete is a big Arsenal man. And we will get onto that in due time, Peter. I had put up a thing on my Instagram last year during a lockdown. I was like, right, Q&A, whatever, just people ask me questions and stuff. It was 3 dream podcast guests. I had Alexander Volkanovski, the UFC champion from Australia. I had, I think I had Brucey, rapper, drum and bass. And I had Uncle Pete. So here you are, mate.
All right, yeah. I was one of them 3, was I?
You were. So I've ticked off one off the bucket list. Happy days.
Yeah, I'm the cheapest.
But, mate, we're living here. I'm not going to say where we live, even though the book just said it. But how did you come into contact with the Cox family? Because we're not related by blood. We have mutual blood relations.
We do. My wife is your dad's brother.
Brother?
Sister. yeah. All the other way around, yeah.
Yeah. So how did you come into contact with the Cox family?
Well, Anne really first met her on a thing called a CB radio.
What's a CB radio? Is that like Tinder back in the 1970s?
Yeah. It's just the only social media we had. Yeah, you could just go online on air and try and find people to talk to.
So just get on the same wavelength as people?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 1-4 for a copy. Anne's handle was Baby Shan, and mine was Woodpecker.
Why was it Woodpecker then?
Because I was a carpenter and wood.
There you go. How old were you when you were on that then, chatting up Anne on the old CB radio?
I was probably on the CB radio 14 till I grew up. 17, 18 probably.
So when you were 18, you were talking to Auntie Anne?
No. Before that. It was only probably up to 16 years old, I suppose, but it was enough to chat her up and meet her at a Pulborough disco on her birthday, actually, on the 9th of June.
Summertime?
9th of January.
Oh, your birthday?
No, on her birthday, 9th of January, yeah. Right. Used to have Pulborough discos down the village hall.
Nice.
3 J's used to run it, Jeannie, Jill and Janet, I think they were.
Right.
Used to run discos. I met her down there, and then it went on from there, really.
Then it just blossomed.
Yeah, and then I met her brother Michael, and then obviously Tony later on, because he was always in the pub.
Yes, older brother Tony is my dad.
Yeah.
So this little YouTuber Australian geezer has moved over to the other side of the world, and he's just been sat in your lounge room for the last few months, learning lessons, having yarn. So I thought, why not whip out the cameras and have a yarn? Because sometimes we say some funny shite, Peter.
Talk a lot of shite.
So you've met Auntie Anne on the CB radio, who is my auntie, my dad's younger sister.
Yeah.
When did you come about my mother? My mother moved here when she was 20, just turned 21.
I think it was when she was working down the Swan, really. I first really knew her.
Right.
And then, Dad started romancing her and dating her. And then she was around a lot more, yeah. Since when, I don't know how long she'd been over here before she come down this way. I think she'd been somewhere else first.
Yeah, been up in Rudgwick doing some nanny. I think it was only like 2 months, maybe 3 months. And then she was down here running the pub scene.
Yeah.
So what would you say early days, early memories of my mum and dad in that era, the 80s, early 90s?
Drunk a lot, I think, mainly. They were always in the pub and good for a laugh, basically. Yeah,
different times around then. We were talking yesterday about, like, there's no social media back in those days. So you weren't in contact with people on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat or whatever you had. Back then, it was going down the pub, having a couple of pints with people. How many nights a week?
Oh, man. I mean, in them days when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, even 20, 21, we spent 6, 7 days a week in the pub. It was so cheap. You could go out for a tenner. Do you know what I mean? Every night. And we used to meet every night. At quiet nights, you have pool nights, darts nights, disco nights, and then just social nights. And that was their social life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single night of the week.
Every single night of the week. And you only phoned each pub up to see who was in there.
That's how you'd know. That'd be the comms. It's
Yeah.
Tony and Linda Cox down at the Swan. Can I go there? See you later.
Exactly, yeah. How busy it is and who, where everyone was hanging out at that time.
Mate, that I would have loved to live through a time like that where everyone was just so social.
Much better fun. Social, talking, drinking, partying, a lot more partying. Can't afford to do it now, I don't think, the kids.
Yeah. Well, what was it for a pint back in those days?
Oh, pounds. You could get 10 pints for 10 quid.
Far out, man. That'd cost you what? Close to 45, 50 quid these days?
Yeah,
$100
definitely,
bucks?
Yeah, and you'd be on your own because no one else can afford to go out with you. That's the thing. It's normally just birthdays and celebrations these days.
Yeah, special occasions.
And even then, the pubs are not that busy anymore.
No, I was going to say, we went down to the local pub last Friday night and there was 4 or 5 people in there?
Yeah.
That was a Friday night in 1988, mate. It'd be bloody popping
It'd be
off.
pumping, yeah. It'd be packing. They'd have live music or disco or something going on. It'd be heaving. It'd be really good.
So
no, it's rubbish now.
Yeah, well, it's just different times, I suppose.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Back in those days, this little village we're situated, which is called Pulborough. I just read out the Pulborough Football Club book. I don't know why I'm trying to hide it. But Pulborough used to have 8, 9 pubs.
Oh, 9 pubs easy, yeah.
Yeah, and
you
you
couldn't get round them in a night.
Yeah.
But yeah, great fun, and they're all busy. They all have different age groups, different types of people in all. Main ones was the Swan and the Five Bells. They were the busiest, better ones, yeah.
More lively ones.
Yeah.
Was it true? So I was speaking, I got a haircut today. I don't know if the plonkers can see I got a nice fade, as did you. You did your old shave job for the podcast.
Yeah, had a little tidy up.
Dean was telling me, shout out Dean, Ace of Fades, Pulborough, was telling me if there was someone from a different town that would come into a Pulborough pub and they weren't from round there, were they pretty much asking for trouble just by being, would they get into trouble?
They probably wouldn't get into trouble to start with, but they probably would later on by being Larry, because that's what they all do.
Right.
Go to a different village and be Larry, and then it'd kick off.
Right. But another thing, which my Poppy, shout out to Poppy, I don't think he's watching this, he doesn't do the technology bullshit, but he'd always say back in the day, if you wanted to fight someone, you'd go, and you've told me this as well, not that you're a fighter, you're a lover, Pete.
I'm a lover, yeah.
But if you wanted to have a scrap with someone, you'd say, all right, let's go outside and sort this out. Square up, have a punch up. Whoever wins, wins. Give them a hand up, handshake, pint, and you're done. It's not like you're trying to hurt this person and bloody stab them and kill them. It's not malicious. No. Obviously, there's a bit of you want to hurt this person in there when you're in a fight, obviously.
Yeah, you just want to win, really, that's all.
But after that, it's happy days.
Buy them a drink, sit at the bar and chat about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your record, Pete, in pub?
Oh, I don't think I've ever had a pub fight.
You've never had a pub fight?
Well, maybe one or two. Yeah, maybe one or two, yeah.
No further comment from Peter on that one. But there you go, Pulborough, pub culture back in the day.
Yeah,
my mum come over here, met my dad, and then my mum was basically I don't know why she didn't want to stay in England, because I think she actually did want to stay, but then ended up going back to Australia. I think Dad maybe wanted to go back to Australia more, just because there's more opportunity for me and Sean to grow up in.
Yeah.
Which was a good decision. So well done, Tony. Started the podcast with, you are an avid Arsenal fan,
Oh,
Pete.
yes, yeah, up the Gooners.
You love the Arsenal. Good season for you.
Yeah,
top of the
well
league.
a minute, yeah, very, very well. Got a
Just
chance to
beat
win it, I
Tottenham?
reckon. Got a chance to win it, yeah, beat
No, that's getting censored, mate. You cannot keep that in a podcast. But, yeah, 2-0 on the weekend to Tottenham.
Yeah,
You're,
played him off the park.
8 points clear now?
Yeah, 8 points clear. Looking really good.
First time in a few years.
Looking forward to playing Man United on Sunday. Should stuff them as well.
It's not going to happen, mate. We've been having this debate ever since the Tottenham derby.
Saka's better than Rashford.
Yeah, see, this is what we've been having. The argument, Saka versus Rashford. Rashford is better than Saka. When it's all said and done, when they're old and fat, Rashford will be remembered more than Saka will. Guaranteed.
Nah, Saka will be a superstar. Rashford will just disappear. You wait and see. Well, they'll both be stars, especially for England. Be good both for England.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're sort of rivals with our clubs, and we say Saka's better than Rashford. We're going to beat you, but at the same time, we're like, I like watching Saka play. He's a great player,
Yeah.
especially for England.
Yeah.
And yeah, likewise for Rashford when he's banging in goals for England. I'm
Yeah.
sure you're celebrating.
Yeah,
mate.
exactly. Of course I will. Yeah. Not for Man United, and he's not going to score on Sunday.
Mate, I don't know. This podcast will probably be coming out around the time that United play Arsenal, sort of Sunday, Saturday-ish. But you're not getting 3 points from United. I have said this that many times. You'll get a draw at best or you'll lose.
No, you've already beaten us once this season.
And we'll beat you again, mate.
No, you won't. We're going to stuff you.
At the Emirates.
Yeah.
Mate, that
100%.
last game against Newcastle, I fell asleep in. Might as well turn it off at half-time.
Yeah, but that wasn't their fault. That was Newcastle putting 11 players behind the ball, not even attacking.
Break it down, mate.
Yeah, we tried.
Didn't
Got
try
5
hard
at the
enough.
back and then a 5-5-1. It's not really a good system, is it?
No, it's
I
not.
don't think they even had a shot on target that game.
Newcastle?
Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah, right. Who's turned it around? Well, there's a number of people that have turned it around. Arteta's one, but when have you seen like this evolution from being a side that sort of finishes in the Europa spots, going to a side that's now contending for the league?
As soon as Arteta's taken over, you could see the difference. He's changed not just the club, the players, but the whole club. Turned it round, got a better atmosphere with the fans. It's rocking up there at the minute, absolutely rocking when you go. It's really good. And I think he's turned it all around himself. Got the right players, there's good atmosphere, playing really well, got the right players in the right places.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's buying more to shore up them places as well, which is looking good.
Yeah, for sure. Like a few years ago, you'd be buying like a Lacazette, a Aubameyang, Mkhitaryan, like these sorts of guys that they're just a band-aid over a broken arm, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
Now you've got Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, who's home. Is he homegrown, Martinelli? Did he come through your academy?
No.
But you bought him young,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we bought him young.
So pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much homegrown, you'd say. But yeah, then Odegaard in the middle. Jacques has had a renaissance or come out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's been up and down. Love him to bits now. Love him to bits. Been playing really well and good for the club.
Such a funny story. Like, go back a few years. Did he have the armband on and he took it off and threw it off or something like that?
And stuck his fingers up to the crowd and disrespected the supporters. We pay his wages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he should have a bit more respect. But yeah, he's brought it back. He's played his way back in everyone's good books, which is good.
Who would have thought, like, from mugging off the fans, you would have thought that's it. Granit Xhaka's days at Arsenal are done.
Yeah, he was really dull. I think it was only Arteta that talked him into staying.
But he didn't even look that good before Arteta was there. He looked
No,
like
but he's playing in more of attacking position now, isn't he? A much better position that he plays for Switzerland, so
right.
He's much better suited that way, I think. It gives too many free kicks away the other way.
Are you going to win the league, yes or no?
We've got a chance, yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
You're going to win the league. Heard it here first. If you lose, you're going to look like a mug, mate.
Okay, well, never mind. We'll still be in the Champions League, hopefully. Top 4.
Yeah. No,
I mean, that's all we was hoping for at the start of the season, get into the top 4. So this is just a bonus.
Yeah, already exceeding expectations.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And why not ride a high?
Yep.
Leicester did it.
Enjoy it. Leicester did it. You should have won the league that year, you always tell me,
we should
Pete.
have, yeah.
Why? Leicester won it.
Yeah.
Great story. You love Leicester, don't you?
No, I don't. I hate Leicester. And we're the only team to beat them twice that season as well.
So you're saying if United beat Arsenal twice this season, which we will because we play with the Emirates, we're going to beat you again, but come second or third in the league, we should have won the league? Is that the logic we're running with here,
No, I
Pete?
think you might qualify for the Champions League.
Of course we will.
You might do, yeah, we'll see.
Of course we will.
We see Brighton coming up now. And
Yeah, watch out for Brentford and Fulham.
yeah, Newcastle, chuck them in the mix.
Yeah, they're right in there now.
Yeah.
But you don't go to as many games these days, Peter, because ticket prices are extortionate. Everyone wants to go to watch the Arsenal
Well,
now
we're
that they're
doing
winning.
good. You can't get a ticket anymore. That's the thing. Everyone wants to go and see him, which is fair enough.
Yeah, fuming about that.
Yeah, but I've seen loads of them anyway.
Yeah.
So, home and away, Europe.
Seen it all, mate.
Been there.
Early 2000s, those were the heydays.
Oh, yeah. Seen the best football. That's the trouble. When you send the best football out, the Invincibles, then everything else has got to compare to it, isn't it?
Yeah, you said it to me before, like, you're blessed to have already seen the best football be played sort of thing for Arsenal in those early 2000s.
Yeah.
If you could describe Wenger's football, early 2000s, Invincibles time, what was it like going down to Highbury and watching Arsenal?
Oh, fantastic. You knew you was going to win every time you turned up. They played so well. And it was a joy to watch. It wasn't just winning. It was the way we play. It was just fantastic. The players, all we had Burkamps and Omris and Righties and even Ray Parler.
Vieira,
Vieira, Lundberg, yeah.
You're telling me about...
It was fantastic, mate. Even Tony Adams, Donkey, got good on the ball for after a while.
Yeah. You were saying to me last night about Gilberto Silva. I'm not sure if he was an invincible or not.
No, I don't think he was, but what a centre mid player he was.
Yeah.
Broke it up, played simple, but
Brazilian
never
Pete
give
Wardell.
it away. Yeah, exactly. yeah, I crafted myself around him.
Around Gilberto Silva.
That was before my time.
Break up the opposition attacks, give it to the more creative players, just without flair. That was your steez.
Yeah,
More of a Patrick Vieira type, as you said.
Yeah, but he was a bit more flair than I was.
We were watching an Arsenal documentary a week or so ago, and when Wenger started winning leagues, and I think he won the league the year before they went invincible, he said, we will not lose a game of football in the Prem next year. And for a manager to come out and say that, it's borderline disrespectful to all the other teams.
It is, yeah.
It's a massive statement to make.
He must have known.
Especially from a manager. Like, if it's from a player, it's like sort of like... It might come across as arrogance or whatever. But for the man at the top, Arsene Wenger, to come out and say, we're not going to lose next season and go the whole year unbeaten.
Yeah, amazing that we did it. And he said it first.
Yeah.
Start of the season. Fantastic.
Were most of the results 1-0?
Can't really remember now. That's a long time ago.
It is. 20 years ago, mate.
Yeah, nearly.
Bloody, yeah, there's that chant that goes around.
Wasn't it? Yeah, 3-4.
1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah, that was more George Graham at the time. He shored us up at the back. We never really lost and just nicked a go here and there.
Just solid. Most teams would score against you.
That's right, yeah. They were good days as well. They were all right, winning that.
What were you winning before Wenger? Were you winning much or cups?
FA Cup, really?
Yeah.
93, 94, we won the Cup Winners' Cup or European...
right, the Champions League versus Europa League, yeah.
Yeah, beat Parma 1-0 in
Who?
Copenhagen.
Parma?
Yeah.
Chicken Parma?
Yeah, beat them 1-0. Alan Smith, chest volley, brilliant goal.
Nice one.
Yeah, I was there for that.
Still looking for the elephant ears, though, Pete. You went over to, where was it, 2006, that you were playing Barcelona, Champions League final.
Champions League final, yeah, didn't get a ticket.
Where was that?
Paris.
Yeah,
at Paris, yeah, oh Christ.
So you
Walked round
just
the
went over
ground,
there?
got a picture of me and Tony Adams with the Champions League Cup, and we went and lost. Should have won it.
Can you remember the score?
Yeah, 2-1 Barcelona, wasn't it?
Who got red carded? Was it Seaman?
No, Lehmann.
Oh, Lehmann.
Yeah.
You had two good keepers in that time, though.
Yeah, Lenz got sent off and fucked it for us, really.
Yeah.
It was 1-0 up at the time.
Well,
he got a penalty.
I was saying, I can't remember when I was saying it, but if you had a photo with Tony Adams with the Champions League framed, that wedding photo wouldn't be there, mate. Arsenal, then family.
Yeah.
Priorities in check.
Yeah, too right.
What? So you've been to a lot of football games. What are some of your more memorable, like, let's say we're on the topic of Champions League, so European away trips?
Oh, yeah, been on loads of European away trips. They're all brilliant, all different, all brilliant. Trying to think of any stories I can say, but I probably can't say too many.
Have a think.
Played Roma away, we beat them. And the crowd started getting a bit restless, started throwing things, and the next thing I know, my mate had a bit of toast land on his head. Who fucking takes toast to a football match, let alone throw it in disgust?
Bloody Romans, mate. The Romans do.
Yeah, no, that was naughty out there. They're Roman ultras. They're naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Galatasaray away? Was that one that you've been to?
Yeah, Galatasaray away. Yeah, that was a good one.
They must have been some mental fans.
Fenerbahce was louder. We went to Fenerbahce away and we're sitting and they were rocking. And we scored 4 goals in the first half. You could hear a pin drop.
Really?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Silent straight away?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
What are some other clubs like that where you can just remember their ultras and their fans?
Well, we went to Copenhagen to watch Galatasaray Arsenal in the Cup Winners' Cup again, I think, or Europa Cup. I can't remember what it was called at the time. And Leeds have had a bit of trouble out in Turkey a few months before. Some bad things happened. And all of a sudden we had everyone from every hooligan in the world turning up to have a fight at Galatasaray, and they're evil people. They're walking around cutting people with Stanley knives, But that was a big mash-up, big kicking.
Mate.
Yeah, they got their comeuppance that day, I think.
But you wouldn't go out to the football. Let's make this clear. You wouldn't go out to the football and look for trouble, would you?
No, never.
You weren't like
we go and find little quiet pubs and drinking out of the way. We don't like get involved in any of that rubbish.
Yeah, sing songs and
exactly.
whatnot.
Plenty of drink.
Mate, yeah, you as I said, you're a lover, not a fighter. There is football hooligans that go out there to football games with the intention of finding another firm and having a punch on. But you weren't that bloke.
No, definitely not.
Although you did have some argy-bargies from time to time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've run into a bit of trouble here and there over the years. Yeah.
So tell me, you were telling me yesterday, Pig's Head. That's all you told me was Pig's Head.
We go down Pompey away and we was drinking in the Good Companion and we was having a few drinks in there and all of a sudden I dive for a pee, go into the toilet, lift the toilet seat up, and there's a fucking pig's head in the urinal. Anyway,
What?
Yeah, so I had a little piss on the pig's head, went back out into the bar, and then all these police come marching through and took it away in this like evidence bag. And evidently they thought that travellers had left something there to threaten them with. But little did they know that I think it might have been one of the Arsenal boys that had put it in there for a joke.
Just a pig's head.
Just a pig's head.
Took it away for evidence and then Pete Wardell's piss on it. Lock him up.
Yeah, that was a funny day, that was. Yeah.
Tottenham away. Did you ever go to White Hart Lane? Or
Yeah, I've been to White Hart Lane a few times.
won the league at White Hart Lane, didn't
won
you?
the league in White Hart Lane, yeah. Won the Shite Hart Lane.
Were you there that day when you lifted the trophy?
Yeah. We also, I've had a bit of trouble walking out the stands there and all, because you come out as a away fan and walk down, there's just a little thin barrier between you and away fans. It's just, I've been smacked a few times and smacked them a few times. Nothing bad though, it just happens.
Yeah, it's just rivalry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like a little shitter brother.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember you telling me like they would sort of separate you, so there'd be a big road and sort of like a big fence going down the middle, but there's only so much fence that you can lay, and then at the end of it, it's all carnage.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it used to kick off big time.
Bloody hell. But you had enough one day, Pete. You were at Chelsea away.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what happened? What was this, like 15, 16 years ago maybe?
Yeah.
A bit more than that?
Yeah. 2006, I think, something like that. Yeah, we had a few drinks. I think we drew with Chelsea that day, 1-1. And we was getting on a train to go home, and some Chelsea bloke didn't like the way that we were happy, and he decided to smack me in the head with a bottle. We had a little tuffle on the old platform.
In London Central?
Yeah, and that was it. I got a good kicking that day, so
That was the
end of anything. Yeah, no more trouble for me.
Yeah, no, that would have been a bit of a reality check. Like, what am I now, 35, 36, around that age? Like, shouldn't be messing with these bloody Chelsea hooligans. Well, it wasn't that you were messing with him. He was just under the influence.
He started it. Definitely, I didn't.
Yeah. You never started it. You just finished it, didn't you, Pete?
Yeah.
That's the way. But do you miss, like, not miss those days, but do you look back on those days where you were, like, meeting up, or not meeting up with these firms, but, like, when there was the argy-bargy, looking back on it, do you enjoy it overall?
We used to in the old days because it was just fisticuffs, but now it's too naughty now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have a little bit of hassle here and there, but only with the people that wanted it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing else.
Never started on anyone innocent or nothing like that.
Exactly, no.
He's a lover, not a fighter. But if there's a fighter, he's going to love to finish it.
Yeah, it was a time. It was a sign of the times. You know, at the times, what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's different now. It's different now. It's much more friendly and family-like now.
So they've cracked down completely on the hooliganism, right?
Not completely. It's still around in places, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Yeah,
it'd have to be like an underground thing now, though, right? Like,
definitely.
Have to link up on a WhatsApp and be like, all right, we'll meet you here, far away from the ground, and then just... Is that sort of how it works? Because you don't really see it outside the grounds these days.
No, it goes on, but no, not near the ground.
Yeah.
Too many bill around.
Yeah. There we go. Pete, the Arsenal man who got into a bit of argy-bargy from time to time. We'll finish that talk because we want to talk about some raves and rock and roll, Pete.
Right.
80s and 90s. You loved your music. You do love your music. His shirt
Still
says... What does your shirt say?
It says muffin butter.
And what's that then?
Oh, that's some lyrics out of a Wet Leg song, Chaise Long.
Do you mind giving us a quick demo of the chorus?
No, I'm not. No, definitely not. I am not singing.
But yeah, what was it? 80s, 90s.
Oh, I've always been into music, always, ever since I could drive. We used to go to concerts, me and my mates.
Who was it early days? Like first sort of concerts you'd see, what genre?
It's definitely the Cramps, definitely the Meteors, bit psychobilly, but then we used to go and see all types of music. Every album I've got, I've probably seen live, so
yeah,
it's just live music. Just love live music. Go everywhere to watch them. Fields of Nephilim, Pixies, loads of different bands. You
Cure?
go and see. Who?
Cure?
Yeah, saw the Cure at Glastonbury in '91.
Right.
I think, that was a good festival. Last time the Travellers were allowed in, they rioted, fucked it up for themselves, and that's when the barriers went up and all changed a little bit. But
Stone Roses, man, as well.
yeah, love the Stone Roses. Yeah, seen them a few times.
Yeah.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Yeah.
But so back then, there was a bit of a rave scene going on in England.
Definitely. Yeah.
What was that like at the time? Because like everyone taught you. I've got the quote here last night. You said the raves, mate. Those were the days.
Yeah.
What was that? Late 80s, early 90s, just going listening to what, techno, drum and bass, bit jungle, house.
A bit of everything, a bit of a room where they could go and watch whatever you wanted in, or listen to whatever you wanted in. And in them days, the I don't know what I'm allowed to call them, Smarties were really, really good.
That'll do the job. Leave it at that.
Yeah, no, and the raves were brilliant because they were sort of not too organised, but organised enough to have a really good time and get out your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, great times, yeah. And then you go to proper organised ones. You go to one in World Dance down in Lyd Airport, massive rave. That was quality.
How would everyone know where these are? Like if there's a rave in a tent in the middle of nowhere?
You know, yeah, if you're in the scene, you know, you get sent messages because by that time did we have mobile phones then? I think we did late 90s, I suppose, mid-90s we did, but not before then. Yeah. Just flyers. If the more you go to, the more flyers you get for the next one. That's what it used to be like.
There you go. Imagine a world where you have to think back. Did we have mobile phones then?
Yeah.
We always had mobile phones, you mug. What are you talking about?
No, we didn't. No. We should just tell everyone where we was going the night before and hope you'd be there.
If you remembered it.
Yeah.
But who were in that sort of scene, the rave scene, what was your sort of gravy? Because you have given me and Sean a bit of drum and bass influence, prodigy, as you call them.
Yeah, definitely drum and bass. I like a bit of techno. Yeah. Yeah, a bit of house when you're chilling out. Nice, but yeah, drum and bass is definitely it, yeah.
So drum and bass is just Prodigy A1 and the rest are below?
Yeah, 100%.
How many times you seen the Prodigy?
Oh.
You call it Prodigy.
Yeah.
I call it Prodigy because that's how it's spelled.
Yeah, you say it right, I can't say it. Probably seen them 5-6 times, I expect, yeah.
Pre-Keith death, R.I.P.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sean saw him just before he passed away. And I remember Sean offered me a ticket to that.
Did it?
Like, yeah, we're down in the standing bit, but I've got a ticket up in the sitting. I don't want to sit there. So I had to get another ticket. I think that's what it was. But I wasn't really into music at that time. And I said, no. What a mug.
My daughter Chloe, she went to see one of the last concerts they played down in Brighton.
Would have been magic, mate.
Yeah, they were superb, definitely.
Do you think possible Glastonbury comeback this year for Prodigy?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It'd be brilliant if they did, yeah.
It'd be good to see. Even without Keith, I'm sure they'd do some sort of tribute to him. So.
Yeah. You never know. Fingers crossed, yeah. Because we got tickets this year, haven't we?
We've got tickets to Glastonbury, Pete.
Yeah.
Me, you, Charlotte, Chloe, Marnie, Sean. We're all going to Glastonbury, baby.
Yeah.
World's biggest music festival.
Yeah,
how many times have you been to Glastonbury?
5 or 6. Yeah.
Is this going to be the last one?
This will be the last one, yeah.
The send-off.
Yeah.
Save the best for last,
never
baby.
say never, but yeah, probably. Getting too old for it now.
So
it's so big, it's tiring to walk around.
When you hear of Glastonbury, you know, like world's biggest music festival, but the actual scale of the place when you're there, I don't know what it's like because I haven't been there. But from what I've like seen on YouTube and heard, there's more than 68 or plus stages.
Yeah.
You can go to Glastonbury, not listen to any music, and be busy the whole time you're there with arts, crafts, meditations, bushwalks, comedy, everything. Stages for every single genre of music.
Yeah. Food is absolutely superb. They cater for everything and everybody, yeah.
You camp out there for 6 days?
Yeah, 5 nights, 6 days, something like that, yeah. Yeah.
Pitch up a tent.
Yeah.
Shower with what? Wipes, bucket.
Wipes, yeah. He's just...
Who needs a shower?
Yeah, exactly.
Get to the raves.
Yeah.
Sweat it off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. It's good. You'll love it when you come.
I can't wait. And the thing is with Glastonbury, they don't even announce the lineup.
No.
Like, you buy the tickets before the lineup's announced. And I think the only person to be announced so far is Elton John.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Is that
I think
official?
so. Yes, I think it is.
You love Elton John, don't you?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. At all. No. I'm not going to say anything else about that.
He's the Rocket Man, bro. Watford FC, bro.
You're all right.
I want to be front row for Elton John, singing my heart out. Nah. I've told people, like, yeah, I'm going to Glastonbury. And they're like, oh, who's going? And I'll say, oh, Elton John's the only one that's announced. And they're like, oh, you're so lucky to see Elton John's last show. And I'm like, to be honest, I'll probably be in a tent somewhere,
Yeah.
glasses on, gun fingers out, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we got a lot to look forward to in that little
We
week.
have.
If it's sunshine, happy days. If it's muddy, happy days.
Whatever. Yeah. Take it as it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't moan about it, can you?
No. Hopefully it'll be a dry one. That's what you want.
Have you had like out of the, 5?
I've never had a really bad wet one. No.
Okay.
I've been quite lucky.
Any little drizzle?
Yeah, I've had a bit of rain,
But not
bit
much.
puddingy. Nah, not much. It goes wet, it goes sticky, puddingy, and then dries out. If there's a little bit of rain, it's not too bad. You just don't want it to continue. My mate's just seen it where there's 8-foot floods and tents are right underwater. And
Oh my God.
yeah.
Surely not. Mate, it's a beautiful winter's day today. So let's hope.
Yeah,
When
you
it's
never know.
summertime, it's a beautiful summertime day.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Just hope you put some good music on as well.
Yeah, let's hope so. What are the most memorable Glastonbury acts that you've seen, or just things you've seen at Glastonbury? Doesn't have to be music. Where'd your mind go then?
I think what goes on in Glastonbury stays in Glastonbury for one, but I've seen a girl turn into a cat.
What?
Yeah, real.
You seen a girl turn into a 4-legged furry creature?
Yeah, a head, really, a face, yeah, turn into a real cat.
This fucking guy.
I've seen a helicopter land in the crowd because someone got crushed.
A helicopter land in a crowd?
Yeah.
Did they die?
No, they lifted them away.
Well done.
Yeah, I've seen...
What about the music then? Other than people turning
Yeah,
into cats
I'm just
and
trying to think of the
helicopters
best.
landing?
Yeah, trouble is there's so much good music, you can't really pick any single people out.
You're hoping to see Wet Leg this year?
Yeah, I
Chaise
will, yeah.
Lounge?
Mumford & Son, when they first played there, they were brilliant. Haim, when they first played there.
Have you seen any of like your favourite acts play at Glass?
Pixies, yeah, I've seen the Pixies play there, which was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
They were top act. Not a lot of my genre music plays there.
Yeah, okay. Is it usually like you got your big acts and you might watch a few of them, but
Yeah.
the rest of the time you're at a place where that genre is what you like and you're sort of
Yeah,
there for a lot of the time?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Right. Mate, me and Shauno, it's going to be carnage, mate. Never been before, don't know what's going to happen. What happened to Reading and Leeds? You said back in the day it used to be...
Back in the day, they were superb, Reading and Leeds. We went from, 87 to 95 every year, Reading, and it was a rock festival. They had rock bands on.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Nirvana there.
Right.
The Pogues, loads of good bands I saw there.
Mm-hmm.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it just, I don't know, it's just turned into like a Radio 1
Yeah.
like pop show now.
KSI and all those bloody...
Yeah. Even I like Raw Blood when they started, but when they played there, they was a bit too poppy.
Yeah, okay. So it's just
I saw on
the
telly the other.
Reading and Leeds pop festival.
Yeah,
for
more than
18-year-old.
more than a rock festival. Yeah.
Plonkathon. We are approaching the last segment of the podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it and you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, could you please leave a 5-star review to support the channel if you enjoy my content? If you're watching on YouTube, just give me a like and comment down below. Subscribe if you're new, obviously. Follow up the socials on Instagram, TikTok. They're all there. Follow them up. Show the channel some love. Thank you very much. The last segment of the podcast coming right up at your ears right now. Right, Peter. Back in the day, back when you were younger than me, what happened to you to ending up in a correctional facility, mate?
Oh, well, when I was 18, I split up from a girlfriend, had a little bit of time away.
That's Auntie Anne, by the way.
That is Auntie Anne, by
Early
the way.
days, mate.
Early days, yeah. We split up for a while, and I wanted to get out of the way of all the normal crowd. So I started hanging around with some different people, and really they were sort of the wrong people to hang around with, and I got in a little bit of trouble, doing a few naughty things, got arrested, broke bail, and then ended up in a correctional facility in Lewis for a few months.
When you were 18 years old, so...
Yes, I was 18. I had my 19th birthday in the jail, yeah.
To put that into context, you are now what, 57?
57 now, yeah.
57, so that's...
41 years, isn't it? 31 years.
40?
41 years.
39 years it
yeah,
is.
39 years at least.
Long time ago, when you were 2 or 3 years younger than me. So, young man, made some mistakes.
Yeah, very easily led young man. Didn't know the world. Didn't really know anything. Just twat, really.
So you're twatting around, doing some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And then you end up on a bus, into jail.
Yeah.
Jail door shuts. You turn around, you've got a couple things in your hands like they do in the movies. And what do you think then?
Oh, bad, man. Cried for a week.
You cried for the first week of jail?
Yeah, man. You get locked up in a way that you don't know no one. It's horrible, man.
It's like me here, mate. Don't know no one. Cry myself to sleep every night.
You don't know how lucky you are. But in the end, you get on with it and you do it. Got a bit of behaviour, got a clean job, done all right, met a few friends, had a few scraps, turned into a man in there. Come out and that was it, yeah. And then life never looked back, really.
How long were you in there for?
4 or 5 months.
Right.
Not long.
So you got let off earlier than your initial...
Not let off. We actually was on remand. We went to court and it got sorted and I was out. Yeah.
Right.
And then I went back out of Anne and never done anything wrong in my life. Ever.
Never ever.
Never ever. Yeah.
Had to shit in a bucket?
We had to shit in a bucket, yeah. And I got beaten up on my 19th birthday by some bullies in there.
Yeah.
Which wasn't nice, but which still made me who I am today.
So you went in there, a bit like myself, not naughty because I'm a very sensible boy, but a bit naive, like
oh yeah,
hadn't been through any like real proper life lessons. But
no,
in jail it's sink or swim, right?
Oh man, yeah, sink or swim. It was either be bullied or bully.
So what was that sort of the lessons that you learned to become that man? Was it just like having to stand up for yourself, having to be able
definitely, yeah, having no one to turn to, having no one to help you, look up to. You just got to do it all yourself. Mm-hmm. Make your own decisions and stick up for yourself. So fight for your right.
Yeah. So until right now in your life, those lessons that you still learnt in jail still influence you to this day?
Of course they do. Yeah. Made me what I am. No, it's like I said. Yeah. I make my own decisions all my life after that. Mm-hmm. Never listen to anyone. I have listened to people. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean? Just make my own mind up and do what I want to do.
So you've come out and you've gone, Auntie Anne, you're the love of my life. Can I please come see you again?
Exactly.
I've messed up. I've been a naughty boy, but I'm going to be a good boy and make it right and marry you.
No, not quite like that. Yeah, sort of like that, yeah.
Yeah. So you're in there for 5 months. Come out, and what did you do in those following years after?
Got back to work, 20s? Got my head down, went back to work, had some money, carpenter. Got married, got a place, had a house, had some kids. Yeah, sort of happy days, really.
Went to some raves, went to some football.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right, there it is. Looking back on your life now, like compared to when you were my age, 21, like what would you say yourself was like at 21? When you come, what was that, like 2 years out of jail? Head screwed back on someone.
2 years was, 21 was the best years, yeah.
Yeah?
They were fantastic. Yeah, I was earning good money. I was doing motocross, doing really well. South East Junior champion when I was younger.
There you go, South East Junior champion of motocross, mate. On this couch, on my podcast.
Just have some, just really having time, going on holidays, going to concerts, just living the life, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And it all down to them 5 months to turn me into the person I was.
So you think, like, when you went in there, you were like, I never want to be in this spot again. And when I get out, you're like, I'm going to live my life to the max.
Yeah, to the max, to the full, and in the right way.
Yeah.
You know, not without looking over your shoulder all the time.
Because you're fearless.
Yeah.
You've seen the worst.
Yeah.
Or somewhat.
Yeah. People used to come after me because of it, but there you go.
Because you were a hard man, people wanted a bit of that.
Well, they thought I was a hard man because you've been inside, so they all try and... But they didn't last long.
So that's a different thing as well. today we've got people with more Instagram followers. Those are the hard men, you know what I mean? They're the cool men in society, the ones with the Instagram followers. Pete, who's been to prison, if there's some meathead from around the area, they go, oh, that Pete bloke's been to prison. I want to show everyone that I'm harder than him.
Yeah.
Didn't end up well for them, though, did it, Pete?
It didn't. Most people know.
But we didn't ever have a pub fight. So if I walked into the pub, I was 21, I see Pete Wardell, how would we have got along then? You're pretty much 21 at mine now, to be fair, so it'd probably be the same.
Yeah, just buy you a drink, see what you've been up to, give you a game of pool.
Who would win?
Pool, I think I'd win. I think I'd win,
21?
because we did pop out the other day and you lost me 20 quid.
Beat you in the first game, had a few pints, back on the pool table after a few too many pints.
Lost me 20 quid.
Did I actually lose you 20 quid? Did you actually bet that?
Yeah,
I thought you were taking the piss.
No.
So we played 3 games, lost the first, double or nothing, won the second.
Yeah.
And then what was it? Just same bet again for the third. So I lost you 20 quid. Sorry, mate.
That's all right.
I'll play it this week for it. 20 quid down, bang. Whose fault was it?
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll see who the
Now
real...
we're members.
Hey?
Now we're members.
Yeah.
25 quid just for a game of pool.
You have to pay a pound every game you play as well.
It'd be worth it. Cheap drinks.
Yeah, happy days. Good atmosphere down at the club.
Yeah, exactly.
What advice would you give to your 21-year-old self? If you could bump into your younger self at a pub, 21, buy him a pint, play a game of pool, you're outside, maybe on smoko. What are you saying to him, Pete?
Well, for one thing, I'd say follow your dreams, never give up.
That's quite a cliche thing. So why does that ring true to you? Follow your dreams and never give up. What have you followed and not given up on? What were your dreams?
Not giving up on people thinking how bad I was. Listening to all the shit what everyone used to say about me in them old days.
Reputation and that.
Yeah, just get on with life and not worry about what anyone else thinks. That's what I would say. Never worry what anyone else thinks. Just be yourself. Too many people worry what everyone else thinks, and no one really gives a shit.
Yeah.
It's only you that worry about it.
100%. Like, you worry about what other people think of you so much all the time that, like, it shapes the person that you are.
Yeah, exactly.
How much do you actually give a shit about that person that you knew from high school that you sort of got along with that had this to say about you? What are they doing anyway?
And all them people that you think you're worried about, they don't give a shit about you anyway.
No.
You worry about how I look, how I dress, how my hair. They wouldn't ever notice or comment on it anyway.
Yeah. And if they
Unless
did...
they're bullies, of course.
And they're just shit people, aren't
Yeah,
they?
exactly, yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Bully anyone. And
not looking back in the past, when you come out of jail, you could have dwelled in that. You could have thought, oh, I'm a real bad man now. Who wants a piece of this? But if you're looking back in the past, you're not looking forward in the future. You're walking back into the future. You don't know what's coming.
Exactly.
Ignore the past. Look into the future.
Always look forward.
Yes, mate.
Always look forward. Don't regret the things that have changed you, because all the things that have happened in my life, some are bad, some are good. I wouldn't regret or change any of them because it's made me the person I am.
There you go.
Whether that's good or bad to what everyone else thinks, I don't care.
But
because I am me.
It's about how you respond to the adversity that you have in your life.
And them 5 months taught me a lot about respect and about good and bad and right and wrong. Mm-hmm. And which is not enough in this world. There's not enough people who've got respect for people.
Absolutely not these days.
No, definitely not.
What would you say, if you could sum up in 30 seconds, Peter Wardell's philosophy on life? If I say go, what are you saying? If you could, yeah.
Well, I'd say don't worry what people think. Follow your dreams and don't look back. Always look forward.
There you go, mate. Peter Wardell, Crazy Pete from Pulborough.
CPFC.
I think that's what I'm going to call this podcast.
CPFC Pete.
Crazy Pete, DREWZY yarn. There it is. We've done it, Pete. Shake my hand. There we go. Yeah. There we go, young man. Done. One of 3 bucket list item podcast guests completed. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a like. And what social medias would you like to be followed on, Pete?
None.
Usually if you're coming on the podcast, you're getting a shout out for your own podcast or your own TikTok or, Insta or whatever.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
If you know how to get Arsenal tickets, send them through.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow up my socials. DREWZY'S Athlete Academy just started up, mate. Get fit and strong. DREWZY'S Athlete Academy. All the links are in the description. Thank you for joining me, Petter.
No problem. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, mate. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for letting me stay in your house as well. It's quite nice having a great time here in England.
No worries. It's been good you being here, mate.
Lovely jubbly. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. What do we call them? You plonkers.
You plonkers.